So what up, yo? I'm not going to read Enoch tonight. That's going to take some time, and I want to do it right, and I want to be thorough, But I got a few things that are equally as important that I want to talk about real quick, and try not to take up too much of your time. You probably notice that I'm sure you notice things have changed, and that all this, everything that is nonsense about this earth, this world, it's getting worse by the second, isn't it? Have you noticed though, like how no one has understanding? Like I don't, I've been saying I don't come on Facebook. Once in a while I do, like today I did a little bit, and I'm quickly reminded of why I don't want nothing to do with it other than to post my videos on there in hopes that someone will see it, and there's a few people that will see it and offer some understanding, but for the most part, no one cares to try and understand why anyone does or says anything. And that's why I like right here I wrote this: I totally agree that we shouldn't agree with something if we got no idea what it even is. Who would do that? Not me. It's just not wise, is it? That was total sarcasm and a joke, and I understand most people don't get my humor, and like this, most people aren't going to understand why I said listen to your moms and don't go outside without a coat. It's easy, guys. I get why that's going to go over most people's head. It shouldn't. It shouldn't go over anyone that's watched the news the last week. It shouldn't go over anyone's head, really. But I don't need anyone to understand my humor. What needs to take place, though, is if someone they voice their opinion about anything you say or do, they need to ask a question. They need to try to at least understand before you go rushing to jump into conclusions and making assumptions. I've been dealing with this since day one, but honestly, is it just me, or I know my memory's bad, but I swear, like 10 years ago on Facebook, people asked questions. It was getting this way back then, but now basically no one asks a question. Like there's people just think I'm just like this picture right here. People just think I'm just absolutely horsing around. They got no idea why I would put that picture of the camel on there, even though the title of the video says the Needle Eye Challenge. And I'm not trying to play games with anyone. Like when I made that thumbnail in the title to that, it's probably wrong for me to say this, but I don't assume that I'm going to get a bunch of new eyes looking at my stuff. Most of my thumbnails and titles and stuff, I make them because I know, like, y'all who've been watching it are going to understand what I'm talking about. And it's I'm trying to be as impactful as I can with what I do, And at the same time, you have to be able to relax and have peace about you and be able to laugh and joke with one another and smile. I'm not a a grouch, and I would totally understand if there were people, I mean, if people were saying stuff about what I do, I would totally understand it if I was doing things that was inappropriate or that was detrimental. But the only thing that I see that's detrimental going on is people passing judgment without asking one question. Like, I just noticed that my sister here, long lost sister, tagged me in this, put this on my timeline. And I'm not pointing this out to beat anyone up, but I mean, this is what we deal with. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I'm asking anyone who does watch this, please don't do this. Not to me, not to anyone. Don't do this. This person's accusing me, saying that I'm going to have blood on my hands because I'm misleading the people, and that I'm leaning on my own understanding, and that we'll just read right here. It says, please do more research, Dottie, before you have all your family and your friends and your followers' blood on your own hands for misleading Yahuwah's people. Do not lean to your own understanding, but to what Yahuwah gave alone. You all have been warned. What you do and how you seek knowledge is now how your salvation will be determined. You are all following the Celtic god of the Galatians that Yahuwah put in place to test the nations to see if they are sorry for leaving him. And I mean, I don't even know what's she talking about. She obviously ain't. She don't know what I do, does she? She don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure, because at the top she says, please wake up the foolish virgins, sus, then Jesus. Now, I think she thinks I'm going around talking about Jesus or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But, and I wouldn't expect this from her. But you see what it is? And that is part of the reason I do have fun with my thumbnails and stuff, because I could be a straight stickler with my stuff and be like a nerd and never do anything, and just be as formal as possible, and they would still do this to me. So that's why I've gotten to doing the things the way I do now. Because, I mean, if people aren't going to take the time to make the right kind of judgment call, I mean, I'm not going to bow to these people that don't give a rat's behind about anything else except for mocking and scoffing and calling people names and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like when they see like my face right there, my all esteem face, they think I'm just making fun and having a good time. They probably think that I like this guy and I like action figures and stuff. But they got no idea. But all it would take is for them to ask some questions. Say, what are you doing? What's this? What do you like? Thundercats or something? And then I could tell them the story. I could tell them why I use that face. You see, it says all esteem on the face. And when I first started all this, I had a habit of leaving the sunglasses emoji on like everything I did, like on my comments, my videos, whatever. And those of you who've been around, you know. And it's just growed into this, and all praise to the Most High. I mean, he's used certain things to excite me. And if someone else is doing that same thing, I'm not going to knock that person for doing it if it's not leading astray, if it's not detrimental or inappropriate or anything. I'm not going to do anything. Why? Like what that person just did by assuming and falsely accusing me of stuff that's in no way can be true. I mean, if I did something wrong, I want to know, but what you should know that what she's saying right there it ain't, it's like she must be thinking of someone else, because I mean, I think she's accusing me of following a Celtic god of, hey, Jesus, right? I mean, is there any truth in that whatsoever? There can't be, is there? So, like, look at this verse right here. It talks about understanding. And I mean, this is why if we're gonna be judging situations and people's behavior, we need to at least try to see what it is they're doing. Because I've been talking about understanding since and making videos about it, like breaking it down and stuff, since like 2016. For real. So, and I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I do. And this is why I bring it up too. I mean, I bring it up because I hope that we can all take something from this and use, it's just like that, what we've been reading about, eating the flesh of the sovereigns. Like we can use, this is how I've gained the understanding that I have. And I'm not saying I got all the understanding, but, what the heck? Where is this? Well, I had it up here, but this new Bible version app or whatever, it hides stuff on me. But I was reading that. Oh, right here, this is it. My bad. Who am I kidding? I'm a straight up epic dumbass. What can I say? The beginning of wisdom is get wisdom, and with all you're getting, get understanding. I mean, I would hope that if she would see, first of all, I would hope that she wouldn't have took the time to write that on my wall. That she would have took the time to go see if the shoe fits before she goes writing that, and waste her time. Because look at all the time and the energy and the thought that she's wasted on something that just it's not reality. I would rather her come and criticize me or critique me on something that I am doing instead of just wasting our time and talking about something that don't exist. It doesn't make any sense, right? And like I talk about it all the time, and this is every day, and it gets worse and worse. I could make a comment trying to make someone happy or something, and outside of just a couple of y'all, like a couple of you, my sisters, most people, they got no idea why I do what I do. They just think I'm just a goofball, just goofing off all day. And I mean, I do cut it up a little bit. I mean, I do. What can I say? I'm not a grouch. I'm not going to walk around with a stick up my butt. And as long as, if I can't see that I'm doing something inappropriate, I don't see what the problem is. And it's hard to see, to get the stick out of your brother's eye when you got a big 4x4 poking out yours. Because she's criticizing me over something that I didn't do. If it doesn't exist, then she's just running around and judging books by their cover, just talking smack like everybody else. So, I mean, I should be making, but I'm not gonna. But I mean, I could go make a post and put it on her wall and say, look, here, you need to go do some research yourself before you come and, but I'm not going to do that. It's neither here nor there, because this is Facebook has gotten so bad about that. It's a joke. I can't stand Facebook, really. I'm going to keep it just so in case I need to get a hold of y'all, or for some reason you guys need to get a hold of me or something, and I'm going to post my videos there. But other than that, yeah, I loathe myself right now for even getting in and having any kind of conversation in them comments or anything, because look what no one cares. Or earlier, so I said, what did I say on a post? And this is so stupid of me to even do this, but it's something we definitely need to address. I put something on there, I can't remember what it was, but I said something like, oh, it was that post that we were just looking at. I said, is Yasharal a land or a people, or both? And can Yasharal be a people without a home? I was asking that question. It was rhetorical. Most people don't know that, but I was trying to incite some critical thinking here. And some person got on the comments and said, the Most High doesn't lie, or something like that. And I was scratching my head. I was like, how? And I looked at the post. I looked what I wrote like 50 times. And I kept thinking, like, what have I wrote here to make her think that I'm saying that? Like, in no way should anyone be taking that away from what I'm saying. But it's because, and I could try to ask them, like, why do you think that? And they'll just keep going with no understanding and never ask a question. So Facebook, to me, what I see of Facebook, it's just a bunch of people wanting to be right and prove other people wrong and talk shit about everybody. And it's the worst type of person. Like my ex-wife, to me, she had the worst attitude because she never took no time to educate herself about nothing. She's the type of person that, like, she would feel stupid if she knows how to, like, spell a word correctly or something like that. Like, she's that type of person that she thinks it's cool to be the way she is, right? But at the same time, she's a straight, you know what? No, there's no telling what, like, she could run me over right now. She could say, like, when we were together, she could tell me she loved me, and 2 minutes later, slit my throat and not think nothing about it. So she's got no compassion, no love, and she takes pride in not knowing things, but at the same time, she thinks you don't know shit and that she knows way more than you. It's like the worst type of person, the way to be. And it's like Facebook is just full of that. It's all I see. All I see is people who, they want to accuse you, and no telling what they talk about you, what they say about you behind closed doors, behind your back. And not only do they not come ask you questions before they do all that, there's a lot of times where I try to get them to see, and I ask questions. I'll say, well, what makes you think that I think that? And they won't even ask the question. They just keep going. They'll say, like, you do this and it just never ends. So they're never going to gain understanding, and we have to gain understanding. Right down here at the bottom, it says, sympathetically aware of other people's feelings, tolerant and forgiving, having insight or good judgment. Now, I'm not saying that we got to be tolerant and all that stuff. I'm not saying all that. I mean, we need to try to see where someone's coming from before we should never pretend like we know where someone's coming from or why they do something or say something until we can inform ourselves. Because I don't want to be a jackass. I like I want my words to be precise and of purpose. I don't want to be just wasting my breath and saying things that don't mean anything. Like if I'm going to say something about a situation, I at least want to know about it. And if I don't know something about it and I'm just bringing it up maybe just to kind of talk about it and see what other people think, I always try to make sure to let it be known that I don't know. Like I'll say, I never read this article. I just seen the headline, and you know what I mean? So, but I knew when I posted that last video about the Enoch, I knew what reception it was going to get. I knew. It doesn't matter. It could, well, if it flashed across the news, they'd probably believe it. But I feel like if someone's house was on fire and they were outside and I come running and said, "Hey, your kitchen's on fire," they would just be like, "Shut up. You're leading people astray. You know how, it's like, what's it going to take for me, for people to hear something out? Like that Enoch, just what I quoted and read from the Enoch in that video this morning is enough, should be plenty enough for anyone to say, maybe I should go read this and see what it's talking about. But at the same time, it's dumb of me to even say what I just said, because in that very Enoch right there, the Most High tells us over and over that that's how people are going to do. That's what they're going to do, and it's not going to stop. It ain't going to stop. So I just wanted to, I don't know, I really shouldn't have said all that, I guess, but there's a lot of important things going on. Like, have you seen what's going on with the stuff in the country? I don't even want to say a hidden code word about it. I just want to try to get you to understand what I'm saying, because I don't want to get taken down. But look, yesterday there was 2 states, I think. When I went to sleep last night, it said there was 2 states. On the news, it said there was 2 states that reported that going on. And now there's like 12 of them. 12 states. And it's happening just like it happened last time. And I'm not surprised. I mean, I've been saying it, haven't I? I've been saying that's coming. So, like, there's so many things. Like, why are these people... And I don't care I do care what they do, but that's not why I'm saying it. I care what you do. I don't want... Really, the real reason I'm bringing it up is because it makes me wonder if some of y'all who do watch my stuff, if any of y'all really got no idea what I'm talking about, because you ain't, like, you think I'm just making a big joke out of everything. Like, this picture right here that you're looking at, I didn't put that on there because I like action figures or whatever. It's a Thundercat. I mean, it's so big, the reason it being called Thundercat, the plot, the story, I mean, it just confirms all the more what's going on. And my friends, my sisters, Sisterina, Bethany, Tracy, all you guys, you need to, I know, I mean, it shouldn't be hard to believe, but I know you guys are not wanting to really believe it, but I'm not wasting my breath. I haven't been wasting my breath, not one time. Every time I've been on here saying that and reading, showing you that is what the word is saying, and all this other stuff, I've been saying it the whole time because I'm dead serious. There's only one escape. How many places have we read it where it says that those inside the borders, you have to get to the borders. It's the only escape, your place of refuge, Jerusalem. He'll shield them, and everyone else is going to go bye-bye. How many times have I read it, and from how many different sources have I brought on here and laid it out for everybody? I mean, seriously, my friends, there should be no doubt, first of all, but there should definitely be some people saying, well, listen, wanting to look at it and say, maybe that is what it's saying. But it's just like I was saying before, most people are saying no because instantly when they think about it, their whatever, their hometown, their house, whatever, that comes to their mind instantly, and it conflicts with their agenda. And that's the point. That's the reason that it is what it is. Because the Most High, He, like I was telling you, Sister Rena, earlier, it wouldn't be just if He said, well, I'm going to pick up the people that are good enough on that day, like before the tribulation or before the stuff starts going bad, I'm going to just whisk up the people that have been this good of people. And if they've been right under this line, this this level of righteousness, they're going to get left. That wouldn't be just. It wouldn't be. How long have I been using the bus stop analogy? That is just and righteousness. Because those people, like if there are people, like say we took 100 people and 50 of them were righteous enough, but they've gave no interest, showed no interest in that they want to go to Jerusalem. It wouldn't be just for the Most High to just snatch their ass up without, against their will, and just they wake up and they're in Jerusalem when they wanted to stay in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's not just. That's kidnapping. That's what that is. The rapture would be a kidnap event. There would be all kinds of people saying, "Wait a second, I can't be here right now. I got a job to do tomorrow. I got to go pick up this person." Whatever. They wouldn't want to go. So if you think about it, the only fair and just and merciful, compassionate, of grace way to do it would be to say, if you want to get on the bus and go to Jerusalem, this is the bus stop I'm going to be at. This is the time I'm going to be at the bus stop. Be at the bus stop. If you're there, you can come home with me. And if not, you didn't want to come. That's the only just way to do it. And he knew that if he made it that way, that it wouldn't be a bunch of jackasses showing up wanting to go to Jerusalem. It's only those who really want to come are going to come to the set apart place. So it's not like he made it with this loophole in it where there could possibly be a bunch of renegades show up and ruin the whole thing for everybody. That's not going to happen, because that truth, you should be able to at least agree with me on this, that what I'm saying, I'm saying it because I've been digging for it hardcore, have I not? So it's going to take someone who really wants it. They're going to have to research and see it, like they're from Missouri. They're going to have to see it for themselves. And they're going to have to want it bad enough to get in the car, put it into drive, and step on the gas. It's simple. It's so easy. So, and then just think about this, my friends. If you don't come and go, and if I'm telling the truth, if when that happens, who's going to be to blame? You ain't going to be able to say, well, I thought you were going to snatch me up one day when I wasn't expecting it, Abba. And he's going to say, no, I put it all through my word, but I didn't just lay it out there for any old scoundrel to pick up. No, I mean, I did hide it, lest they hear and hear, you know what I'm saying? Just like he's been saying, that's why they use parables. He's going to say, well, I did kind of conceal it a little bit in all through my word and all other places, but I put it there for you to find. And if you really would have wanted to come home with me, you would have went and found it. But you didn't, so I took that as you didn't want to come. And the door's closed. We have to look at it just like Noah. Okay? And that's fair. If he, because he's a just creator and merciful, and he loves us, because of that, this is one way you can know for sure that I'm telling you the truth. If it didn't go down just like it did in the days of Noah, that would make him and Messiah liars and unjust. Because if Noah had to actually break a sweat and bust some knuckles to build a big-ass boat in a dry land where all kinds of people were laughing at him the whole time thinking he was crazy, if he didn't have to do all that and actually be there, get in the boat, him and the rest of them, and get in there so the door could be shut, if that didn't have to happen, I mean, if that had to happen then, but that don't have to happen now, then that would be unjust towards Noah and his family. It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be right ruling. So that's one way you can know this is true. There ain't no rapture. And in the end time, okay, if most people are going to say, well, it doesn't matter that we're in the end time. If people 100 years ago didn't have to go be in one spot, then we don't have to either. If that's the case, then you have to say that, well, whoever was on the other side of the earth that drowned that day during the flood, they shouldn't have had to, they should have been able to be snatched up from wherever they were. Why did Noah, why did Noah get get shown that favoritism and get why was he so special? I know he was of genealogy, he did love Abba, but still, and this is more proof for you guys, that should show you that the only just way he could do it would be just like the boat. In that movie, Songbird, the main character, his name is Nico Price. Just think about that. Nico Price. Who did the Messiah talk about you have to be reborn to Nicodemus? Would you being reborn, wouldn't that be the price that you're going to have to pay? You have to pay it. And it's just a fact, my friends. If a person doesn't truly, if a person doesn't truly if they're not truly reborn, they didn't pay no price. There was a price they weren't willing to pay. Before, I would have never imagined it either, that this is what we would have to do. But I see it now, and I've done it, and I've been willing to put everything else on hold, whatever, and lay it on the side and made this my top priority. That's being reborn. It is. And the problem is the world, they're running around thinking that they're better than everyone else. They're thinking, no, that's not how it is. Only the righteous are going to come. And, you know, that person ain't going to make it, because I see that they're putting He-Man on their Facebook. You see what I'm saying? Like that girl that was talking about me. She probably thinks in her mind that she's going to heaven and I'm going to hell. You see how unjust that is? Like, and she ain't got no idea, but she thinks she does. So it has to be a mechanism, a method, like it is. It has to be, and the Word has told us over and over again. I hope you get on the road, on the highway soon, my Mishpachah. I put together a little story here for you. It's packed with vital information. Check it out. It's not that long. Yeah, you're going to want to stay tuned. I love you. Peace out. All esteem to Abba Yahuwah, the Most High, our wonderful Creator, our righteousness. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Yeah, I like to have a little fun, cut a rug here and there. I have to. And if there is an issue with it, then come tell me about it. Don't talk about me behind my back. Come and let's reason about anything together. I love you.
Okay, I can play a little ditty. Honestly, I'm not prepared. I really am not prepared at all. Yes! This is a surprise, I'm telling you.
Guys, East Harlem Shakedown, E flat. Keep it simple, splashy, and Jerry, let's take the bass line for a walk. Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it. Great story. Compelling and rich. Well, that's going to do it for all of us here at Channel 4 News. You stay classy, San Diego. I'm Ron Burgundy.